Today we are talking about all things spiritual mentorship. What is spiritual mentorship? How can it benefit you? And how can you find the right mentor to work with? So starting off with that last point, I do truly believe that the right mentor or mentors will come along right at the moment in life in which you need them. I know that's how it's worked with the people that I've done mentorship with, and I know that's often how it goes, that when we start to seek the teacher and put the intention out there, that Spirit kind of drops the right person in our laps. It's all about finding someone that you resonate with, maybe someone who shares an identity to you, that you trust, that you know can hold that safe space for you, and who has the right wisdom and tools to support you on your journey. I know that I tend to work with people who are going through really big transitions in their lives. So whether that's, first time starting a spiritual practice, maybe going through an identity shift or a move, a change in relationship, or maybe just coming into a place where they're ready to finally stop being so stagnant in their practice and move into like a new chapter of life. Transitions also include people looking to find the right job or maybe even start a spiritual practice of their own, and folks who are maybe waking up to their spiritual gifts for the first time. I'm able to support people through these transitions because these are all transitions that I've been through myself as well. So how could working together benefit you? So like I said, I work with folks who are completely new to spiritual practice. If you've never meditated a day in your life, if you don't know what an ancestral altar is, we can definitely build up those things. I have tons of resources for you. But even if you are a longtime spiritual practitioner, mentorship work can highly benefit you in taking you to that next step, in supporting you, in teaching you new skills. And also especially if you're looking to take your skills into your community and aren't sure how to do it, you can work with someone like myself who's done that and done it quite successful. Mentorship work is also a great place for accountability, just to build up that discipline in your practice, move through that stagnant area, or if you just know that you have the potential for great transformation but aren't sure how to get yourself there, or you need that accountability to get you there, I work really great with people who are in that place as well. If you are feeling intimidated by your current fears or challenges in life, I also truly believe that spirituality isn't meant really to make our lives easier, but to face those challenges head on and from a really grounded place of knowing yourself and believing in your path and being able to work with those fears and with those self-limiting beliefs to really transform yourself. There's a lot of deepening in this work and just a lot of compassionate space held. I also value mentorship because we get to really build up a relationship with each other in working together for that many months. And the amount of transformation that you're able to do when you deeply trust someone like that, when you're meeting weekly like that, is just greater than you would probably benefit from a one-time session. And there is also a level of responsibility in this work. I do expect that the folks that I work with are kind of ready to do this transformation. There will be homework assigned to you outside of our sessions together so that you're also doing this on your own, bringing back your findings to me, and then we chip away at the things that are uncovered from doing that solo work. I have tons of resources, rituals, all in nice PDFs or meditations or book recommendations that I also give to folks who work with me in a mentorship capacity. I began this offering back in January of 2022, and at this point I've mentored dozens of people through all of the challenges and things that I've mentioned so far. I stepped into doing this work because I didn't see another mentor out there who is offering exactly what I was looking for. So while I have gained a lot of value from working with my mentors up until this point, I also still knew that something was missing. I could not find another trans and queer mentor that I resonated with, who was also really approaching things from a decolonial standpoint, who also had the skills to do like past life work and psychic mediumship. And it was towards the end of 2021 when I was already 2 years into my professional business practice, and I think at that point I was 6 years into my spiritual practice, my personal journey, that my guides told me that it was time to step up and into this work. Because I know that I have the tools to help people get unstuck, to start their practices, to cultivate that sense of inner safety and trust and discernment and just knowingness, and also that I could help people bring a lot of joy to their practice, because I also just think that is so, just like one of the most important things about cultivating a practice is cultivating one that you want to show up for, that you feel excited by, you don't feel scared, you simply feel joyful every time that you call in your spirit team, every time that you do a ritual or that you go for a mindfulness walk, or whatever your practice is. The joy is so important and central. In doing this work for this long, I also have a ton of different testimonials available. I'll put some of them on the end of this video so you can hear from some people who have done mentorship work with me already. You can find the longer versions of these videos here on YouTube, on my Instagram, on my TikTok. I think that they're really valuable. I really appreciate people who volunteered to be interviewed, and I have even more written interviews up on my website as well. So if you are feeling ready to take the leap, if you're ready to enter into that next phase of your spiritual development, you can book a free 30-minute consultation with me. I'm going to put the link below. I'm really excited to connect, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day.
I think if you want to expand your spiritual practice and just feel more confident and like clear in your capabilities, I would definitely recommend working with Shosh. And, I feel very transformed through this experience with you.
I'm somebody who is probably a little rough around the edges, and ironically, I need somebody who's just so compassionate and softer and kind, and that's exactly what you are. You're just very gentle, very, I don't know, just so loving.
And it's a good investment within yourself to find tools on how to just ground yourself in meditation, how important that time is to just really sit with yourself. So you'll definitely take something away from it.
I loved how unique you were with okay, you definitely saw that I had this deep connection with nature, and you're like, let's go on a hike and do some blessings. And that was really cool, because now with my work, I'm an outdoor adventure guide and I get to take people out into nature, which is really cool. But now I use such an education and healing component, and I've literally had guests tell me I now see nature differently because of you.
I feel like I was given a lot of foundational tools that really liberated me to be able to feel more confident in being a spiritual practitioner.
I mean, I'm barely trying to figure it out. The cool thing is that I have those tools for myself. So or if I'm not meant to go and help others and do that, at least I know I can do it with myself and ground myself. And
there's a lot of the term, intergenerational trauma, floating around in the zeitgeist. A lot of people know about generational trauma, but when you actually sit down to consider, oh my gosh, my choices and the work that I'm doing right now is stopping a pattern, is changing the outcome for future. It's mind-blowing. And to think back how long certain stories were carried, I don't know, I felt the weight of that really.
Heaviness that a lot of females in my lineage had to hold because of males. And I think you came in with Reiki, you did something and cleansed out that energy, and I remember after that I felt lighter. I felt safer to exist in this world. I get to hold this space for myself. I get to be loud. I get to be passionate. I get to be me, and it is vibrant and beautiful.
At the time when we were working through past life regression stuff, I wanted to access lives in which joy and creativity was a lot easier to access in some capacity, if that makes sense. And just working with you and accessing those lives that I had, it really gave me a lot of confidence to be able to move forward.
Say when we did our energy work and stuff and how that worked from a distance, I was mind blown.
So you open, it's almost like you have to deal with this in order to get this. And so I think that's what I learned the most, is how to also be patient with yourself and just listen.
It was nice to be able to have such you knew so much and you know so much, and it was so great to be able to ask ask any question and feel like you had an answer for it.
I felt like I could come each week to you with like so many questions and but very well thought out answers.
I just felt like I could ask you anything. I and you were very patient with me as I sussed out my thoughts.
Yeah, you really, you have such like crackle and powers and uniqueness. But I love how you work with Dan, like my ancestors. I felt like you showed me a whole new world. It's basically like you gave me a map and you walked around, like guided me through some of it, but not all of it because I was able to explore it myself. So that was really cool. I just feel like I learned so much more.
I just think if you're thinking about it, you should kind of just do it. Like, I feel like that's a message that from yourself, that's something that you could benefit from.
But I think it's just like all of it combined has just created a confidence that I don't think I would have been able to access if I hadn't worked with you prior.